When you think about generative AI, it's really important to consider what you use it for. What is the job that you're using it to do? A lot of people have kind of presumed that it can do everything really well, and that is not the case. So if we think about VisibleThread and our product line, let me give you an example of how it works, where we use what's known as deterministic software, which is basically software that every time you run an operation, you always get the same result, versus a generative AI approach. So let me make it, I suppose I'll bring it back to the examples that I'm very familiar with. We have a product called VT-Docs. VT-Docs is used for reviewing lots of content, lots of Word docs and PDFs and Excel spreadsheets, really with a view that it wants to flag risky content that may bite you. So indemnification clauses, conflict of interest clauses, etc. So used by contract professionals, strategic sales people, operations people, program managers. So let's take a simple use case in that context. If we think about the need that we have for our customers to allow them to compare different revisions of two documents. So I get a document, I work off that document, and then I get a second revision coming at me, and that revision has got some substantial changes in that. What we use for that case is standard deterministic software. And we do that simply because we need to show the changes between the original document and the final document. And if we were to ask an LLM that same question, show me the differences between first document and second document, it would likely give an inaccurate result based on hallucinations. And everybody is familiar with the idea of hallucinations. So in that context, you can't be certain that you will get an accurate result. So in situations where you're dealing with specific jobs where there is an ability to use standard software approaches, deterministic approaches, it's inappropriate to use LLMs. Let's see another situation where it would be a kind of a hybrid scenario. So we do a lot around kind of clarity of content and readability of content. And the reason we do that is because our customer base are typically dealing with documents authored by multiple different people. And of course, the way I write or the way you write might be quite different, and it might be quite jarring. If we put it all together and make it one kind of coherent document, it will appear quite out of context. And my content may be too long or complex, and your content might be very simple and easy to understand, but it'll feel wrong. So how we go about that is that we score content for what we call grade level. And grade level helps you understand for every paragraph how complex that paragraph is. This product is called VT Writer. Now, if you ask an LLM, what is the grade level? Again, that's a scoring mechanism. So grade level, the higher it goes, the more complex it is. The lower it goes, the more easy it is to understand. And ideally, in many cases, we're looking for a grade 10 or a grade 8, meaning it's relatively easy to understand. If you ask an LLM, what is the grade level of a paragraph, it will give you a very confident but likely incorrect answer to this. Case in point, I asked Bard last week, give me the grade level of a 47-word sentence. And it said quite confidently it was 15.3. The actual answer was 21.6. So if you ask Microsoft Word what grade level, you get 21.6. If you ask VT Writer what grade level, it will also give you 21.6. That's not using LLMs, but the LLM was taking a guess. It's a predictive technology. So again, that's the wrong situation to use an LLM in. Where's the right situation? Well, once I find that very complex paragraph, now I want to rewrite it. Fantastic opportunity to use an LLM. Rewriting is one of its big strengths. So I take a first draft, I rewrite, I ask it, hey, give me 3 different ways in which you would simplify this, make it understandable for a 10-year-old, and it will give you really strong suggestions. So that's where you want to be using the LLM. You certainly don't want to be using it to ask it, what is the grade level? That's where standard deterministic software really shines. And the vast majority of the software on the planet, things like Microsoft Outlook, Microsoft Word, not just Microsoft, Google, Amazon, is really a combination of 2 things. One, deterministic software, where you get an accurate result every time appropriately. And 2, there's a little bit of AI that is part of most of these products, including our products. And now generative AI, which is a new type of AI, is going to help us actually do the more creative elements of the use cases.